So welcome back, guys, to another video, and today I wanted to talk about backlogs, but not just any sort of backlog, but I feel like we all have them, and we all have them in certain categories, and this is what I call my good intentions backlog. Games that I was really stoked about, and I was really excited to play, and maybe I put in a lot of hours, but something happened, and I just quit playing it. And there's always that thought in the back of my head. It's like, I'll go back to it. I'll go back to it. So the first game I want to talk about is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on the Nintendo Switch. I got this on the Wii back when it first came out, and this is a game that I really wish I enjoyed a lot more. Like everyone else, I have so many friends that love Skyward Sword. I admit, I love the soundtrack, I love the art style, but the motion controls, even with the Pro Controller, with the HD remaster on the Switch, was just not really my thing. So I never really got far into it. One day I'd love to actually play and beat Skyward Sword. Bayonetta 3. This was a game that I was hyped up for years, and I remember when it finally came out, I played it and I live streamed it. I really enjoy the, art style and the gameplay, that, action-packed, goodness, but I just stopped playing it. It was just like one day I didn't play Bayonetta 3, and I haven't picked it up since. Good game. Next up is Like a Dragon Ishin, and I love the Like a Dragon series. You guys know I love all the Yakuzas. Infinite Wealth was amazing, but Ishin, I don't know. I think what happened is I played this right after I had beaten Ghost of Tsushima, which is a phenomenal samurai game, and I feel like for a samurai game, this just feels like a Yakuza mod. But I don't know, something about this game didn't grab me like the other game. It's unfortunate because I want to like this game. Alright, so I didn't want to spoil this one because it's quite recent and it's maybe controversial, but I'm going to have to say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've put about 30 to 40 hours into it. I'm on chapter 8, and it just, I don't know. The game looks phenomenal. I love the soundtrack. I love the presentation. There was so many moments that I was just like, man, this is it. This is a great gaming experience. But the mini games and the overabundance of things to do in the game that kind of overstimulate, I just couldn't get into it. And this is coming from someone who loves the, Like a Dragon series and the Yakuza series, where mini games are, the bread and butter. But I feel like where these two are like apples and oranges is I feel like Rebirth kind of forces you into a mini game. And it is almost like you feel guilty if you don't do it. So yeah, I really hope we go back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but it's been a couple of weeks and I haven't been playing it. This game's unfortunate because this is the game that made me want to say, I need to buy a PlayStation 3, and that is Ni no Kuni. This was an exclusive at the time for the PlayStation 3. I bought the white super slim PS3 model, and so I felt like I almost had my own personal collector's edition. And, this was a game that was really hyped because it was by the folks at Level 5 who had done games like Dark Cloud, and of course Studio Ghibli. And I was just stoked, and I really enjoyed what I played of it, but unfortunately, I was so invested into the story, one of my friends ended up spoiling it while we were talking about the game, and he just said the spoiler, and I was like, I can't. I was so invested in the story, and when he said the spoiler, I'm like, I'm done. It is unfortunate because it is a good game. You can get it on the Nintendo Switch. I highly recommend it. Alright, and the last game is going to be another PlayStation 3 game that I bought and I played very little of. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad it's in the collection because it's 3D Dot Heroes from the folks that did Dark Souls, From Software. Makes this isometric, 3D polygon, blocky, Zelda clone essentially. But I feel like it's kind of a disservice just to call it a Zelda clone because it does have its own personality and it really builds upon its art style. I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's from the folks of Dark Souls, but it's not a terribly difficult game. But this is a game that I played very little of. I think maybe some other games came out that, grabbed my attention. This is when I was really heavy into retro collecting, so this may have been a game I bought out of like a lot or something. I don't really remember how I got this in my collection. I may have bought it from GameStop because it is pre-owned. But yeah, 3D Dot Heroes. I need to get one of those HDMI splitters so I can actually live stream some PS3 stuff, because I think this would be a really fun game to show off. So anyway, guys, those are my good intention games in my backlog. What are some of yours? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear some of your recommendations. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, but also ring that bell so you're notified on all future content and live streams on the channel. As always, guys, I want to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.